Shares of Teladoc up this week after third quarter revenue came in higher than expected. They're still losing money, Jason, but Teladoc appears to be losing less money.
They are, and I mean, they do have a clear path to profitability. So that's one of those things we always like to see with these unprofitable new IPOs. They've been in the markets now for a few years, but when you look at the business, its market, I mean, this is an attractive opportunity because I think it tackles perhaps the greatest challenge in healthcare, and that's scaling it. So, I mean, it's very difficult to go through their release and the call and not be excited with what they're doing. U.S. paid memberships now stand at 22.6 million people. The visit fee only population is about 9.5 million. There was another interesting point they made there, and the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services just published the rules which will allow Medicare Advantage plans to include telehealth as part of their bids in 2020. And what that ultimately means is that Teladoc is going to be able to offer its full suite of services to those 21 million additional enrollees. So again, we talked about when they changed their name from Teladoc to Teladoc Health. It's really about this comprehensive, holistic solution. The partnership with CVS, I mean, that's not something that was just entered into lightly. There was a lot of research done with that from 2014 on. We're seeing that roll out now in the minute clinics, these virtual minute clinics, and you'll see as time goes on, CVS try to leverage that physical presence in those stores. It's going to be less about buying Pringles and more about actually focusing on good health, I think. Probably easy to look at the share price today and anchor, feel like it's probably taken off and maybe you missed the boat. I would encourage you to take another look because it's still a very reasonable price for a company that has a big opportunity ahead.
I'm going to overlook the shot you just took at Pringles.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's wrong with Pringles?
Pringles thing.
Salty goodness.
What if we said combos?
Yeah, that's fine. Well,
not the pizza flavored ones.
I like combos.
Real quick on Teladoc, this is a $5 billion company.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could name one of their competitors. I'm sure they have them in this space. To what extent, if any, is management talking about acquisitions? Because they appear to be big enough now that if they've got smaller competitors that they can snap up and incorporate, that might be a good move.
Well, that's a good point you make. Most of the competition in the space is much smaller than they are. They've made a couple of big acquisitions to date so far, and the most recent one was Advanced Medical, and what that really did was give them global exposure. So they now have this global service called Global Care, where they can accommodate patients all over the world. So really, it makes a lot of sense what they've been doing. They've been trying to gain as much market share early on as possible. Yes, that plays out on the financials in the short run, but long run, I think it's going to be the smart decision.
You think they could go to Apple and ask to borrow some of that cash they have on the balance sheet?
It's worth a shot.